I wish I knew these things before dating any Chinese girl, or probably even before coming to China. So if you're someone that has been following my channel, you know there's been several times that I've gone on multiple dates with Chinese ladies. So if you're someone that really fancy Chinese girls, or you're planning to be with a Chinese lady one day, this video is right for you. So in my experience in the past 5 years, I've been living in China closely to 6 years now. So in my experience, I realized Chinese ladies are quite different from Western girls, African girls, black girls. Like, they are quite different in terms of many things, in terms of culture, in terms of how they relate with men. In this video, I'm going to share some experiences that I've gathered in the past 5 years, and also I'm going to use some of the dates that I went on as scenarios. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, share your comments, and also like the video. The first thing I'm going to talk about is, as a foreigner in China, especially as a black guy, when you go on a date, if your intention is dating to probably get to marry the lady, you know, have something serious, I think you should make the motive to ask the lady if her family will be okay with being with a black guy. I'll use the scenario with Fan as an example. When we first had the gym day, she asked me, is your family okay with marrying a foreigner? And I'm like, okay, but
you marry a 外国女孩，你的家里人会同意吗？
you asking if I marry a girl from a different country, my family has a problem with it.
Yeah. Just like you come from which country, and that girl come from another. Yeah.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. I mean, like, usually it's just about my happiness, right? As far as I'm happy about my decision. I was also supposed to ask her if her family will also be okay, will be in agreement with her being with a foreigner or with a black guy. But I think I missed that. So I think one thing that you really need to know, if you are dating for just fun, if you maybe like you're just chilling with a girl, I think for that one you don't need the family involvement, right? But if you really want to take the next step with a girl, I think that one should be the first priority, to know what the family think about the relationship, because family involvement in relationship in China is very high. You said your dad is quite a traditional man, right?
Yeah.
So in case you want to marry maybe a foreigner, do you think he's going to agree to that? Because even studying abroad was a big problem.
It's the biggest problem.
Yeah, so in case you want to marry a foreigner, do you think he's going to agree to that? No. So I think to prevent disappointment, during the early stages of the talking stage, you need to make sure that you know how the family feel about the interracial relationship. Also, being a black person in China draws a lot of attention, being negative and positive. There are some ladies that will come to you just being curious, you know. They've never had interaction with a black person before, so they'll just come to you for the experience. And also, there is this stereotype, you know, the BBC stereotype is very common in China, excuse my words, but they know black dudes have big dicks, you know. So there are some ladies that will come to you just for the experience, and I mean, that's fine. There was a time that I hooked up with this lady, and then we came over to my apartment, we did the do. And later, when I came, she was staring at me. I was like, what's wrong? And she was giving me like this awkward look, a bit surprised. I'm like, what's wrong? And she was like, I thought you were gonna come chocolate. I'm like, what the? Yeah, so there are instances like this. She just wanna experience. She's never been with a black dude before, so she just wanna have the experience, you know.
那你得看我那个女朋友愿意不愿意尝试，对吧？
太猛了，你们那里人太猛。
你怎么就觉得太猛了？
你们那边强壮啊，你们那边人
没，你床上又怎么样呢？你就是没有技术，你就是也不行，对吧？对，
看你们外国的电影，你们的鸡鸡太长了，太大。
你看的都是那些他们特意找到那种，就是他们拍起来之后，你看的你就会觉得哇哦，真厉害。但是我们
most black dudes in China have encountered this situation that they'll go to the club or bar, even sometimes walking around, you find someone asking you, is your dick big, you know? Yeah, so it's quite a common stereotype that they have here. So some ladies will just come around to have the experience, some will just come around because they've not had any encounter with a black guy before, so they will just need to have the experience. They come out of curiosity, and then probably if they like you, they might stick around. And there are several times that most of black people in China might tell you someone might just be interested in your hair, how you look. There are some people that embrace your differences.
外国的朋友约会，AB 他是一个非常 fashion 的人，看他的necklace and earring， 还有戒指，他都佩戴齐全，还有他的 outfit very.
I mean, it's not everybody that's gonna be that negative. There are some people that might embrace your differences and they're just curious to get closer to you. Also, there's one thing that I've realized about Chinese ladies, of which in the past I wasn't quite familiar with, or not just even Chinese ladies, but Chinese in general. They like to give compliments. They are very honest, right? So sometimes when you meet a girl, she will just compliment you. Oh, you look really handsome, you know. Oh, you really have a nice physique. Oh, you have a very nice hairstyle.
You look really handsome and really strong.
Do you like muscular guys? Zero.
Yeah, I like the muscle really big.
But 我倒没有那么大。It's
Just
not so,
like you, the same
it's
like
not so
you.
big.
But you are perfect.
Wow.
But most of the times, if you're a black guy or if probably you're a foreigner here, you might overthink it, right? You might think she has interest in you. I've been on several dates that even before the lady gets to know me, like, she gives you more compliments, you know. So in that case, she's just being honest with you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that maybe she want to sleep with you or she want to be in a relationship with you. So if you're not able to get those signals and you overthink it, you might try to make a step and that might bring disappointment. And one thing I've realized in my dating life in China is friends and family play a big role in interracial relationship, of which sometimes it comes out to be a bit awkward, but it is what it is. So there've been a lot of people in China that they've gone on a date, first date with a lady, and the next day the lady stopped just texting back. The lady will even block you. It's quite common, right? You can go on a date with a girl and the next time, the next few hours, she just stop texting, you know. Some cases, it might be that she talked to her friends that, oh, I met this black dude, I met this guy, blah, 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 blah. And then they bring in the stereotypes, you know, these guys are like this, these guys are like this. It's quite common, it really happens. So this is what I've been doing in the past 5 years and it's been working for me. It might not sound so morally, but it is what it is, right? So what I do is anytime that I go on a date with a girl, I try to at least maybe get a kiss or try as much as possible to end the game that day, you know, to just end the day that day. Because once you're not able to conclude the business that day, once she goes back, she starts talking to friends, she starts googling about black people, foreigners, Africans. It brings a lot of doubt. So what I've been doing, anytime that I go on a first date, at least I'll try to maybe get a kiss, if that works, or probably get this deep hug, of which that one, she feels a bit connected to you. On a channel of interview couple of interracial couples. If you've not watched those videos, you can check them out. So I'm going to use them as a scenario. In this point, I'm going to use Mighty and Sophia. So in their case, when they decided to get married, the lady's family were not in agreement of the marriage, right? Because of all these stereotypes and background issues.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like my hometown people, my village, they are from north of China, right?
Yeah.
So we live here. We live in the south of China, and my mom, my brothers, yeah. And when that time they said something that is not 不支持我们, not support us, yeah. And my mom and my brother, they went all along back home.
Wow.
To have a meeting with the whole family.
Wow.
Because in China, it's very traditional. My daddy passed away when I was 13 years old.
Oh.
Yeah. So normally a daddy should 决定你的家庭的
supposed to make the decision.
Yes, in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because my daddy not around, that's why my uncles. They think they supposed to be like the role.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, in the traditional thinking, yeah, they think that's why they will make a lot of noise. Yeah, so my mom and my brother, they need to 尊重他们 respect. Yeah, respect the elders in the family. Yeah, that's why they went back home.
To have a meeting with the whole family.
Yes, the whole family. They talk to them for a long time. They discuss this, and my mom insists.
So one thing that might make it clear is, if you want to marry a Chinese lady, you as a foreigner, you need to be very strong as a guy. If you really want the lady, you need to be very strong, because it might not come around easy. There are some few instances like Jones and his wife. In their case, the family were in agreement. They were like, if the lady is okay with that decision, that's okay. But most of the times, it might not come around easy for you. You as a guy, you need to be very strong. You need to prove to the family that you can really take care of their kid. And if you have a girl who is quite supportive and she also knows what she wants, I think you guys can work out things together.
So during that moment, some of your relatives were not in support of your marriage. What made you stoop on your toes? Why didn't you give up on your husband?
Yeah, of course I will never give up.
Probably in my case with Fanfan, if she had put in a bit more effort, I know I didn't make any effort at all to try to go meet her with the family, and that was something that I was never ready to do. But then if probably I had made those steps and she was also ready to make some effort, maybe we could have worked out things. But if you're not ready to be that guy, then it means things can work out and you just need to let it go. I'm gonna end with this point. So one common perception about Chinese, about foreigners, is they think foreign guys are more direct about how they approach girls, unlike the way their Chinese guys are quite slow and patient with the process. Not necessarily when you meet a Chinese, they'll be like, hey, I wanna fuck. No, I don't mean that. Yeah, yeah, but they feel like we foreign guys are more direct. You know, like when you meet a lady, you tell her, hey, you know, I like you, and they'll be like, why do you like me? You just saw me. I'm like, yeah, I like you. You know, yeah. So and also one thing is, Chinese lady really like PDA, public display of affection, you know. So they like it when they are walking with you, you hold hands, you hold their bags, you open the car door for them and stuff, and of which is really cute. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is to have a successful relationship in China, or to just enjoy China in general, you need to learn the language. The language barrier comes across as something very difficult if you can't speak Chinese. Maybe you might be lucky to find a lady who can speak English, of which the communication can be better. But then if you want to enjoy the country in general, because just few people in the country can speak English, right? So to have friends, socialization and stuff, I think it's better for you to learn the language, and then probably you might find someone who is meant for you. And I've dated ladies across from many races, many different backgrounds, and I would say as compared to dating Chinese ladies, as compared to other races or from different countries, I feel like my experiences with Chinese ladies been much better, even though there's been several times that I've had a couple of toxic relationships, of which maybe every guy experiences them one or twice in their lifetime. But I would say I've had much better experience with Chinese ladies as compared to other backgrounds. So if you've been planning to probably one day meet a Chinese princess, or maybe you fancy Chinese ladies, you can write in the comment section whatever questions that you need to know about dating life in China, relationship life in China, how Chinese perceive black people and whatever. So I'm gonna end the video here. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Love you. See you in the next video. Bye bye.